Hello. Who are you? Doesn't matter. Welcome. You're safe with me. I'll be right here, nice and close so I can speak without alerting the others. Let me tell you about Senua. Now, her story has already come to an end, but now it begins anew.
What's happening? It's breathing. Dead. It's...
Here they lie, rotting in the fields and rivers of hell. But the dead don't always lie still here. This is not a place of rest.
They're going to do that to you. Can you see them? Can you see them? They're going to do that to you.
They're watching. Stop. Can you feel them watching? They're watching her. They're watching her.
You're so close to the darkness. Go back.
Can you feel it?
What is she thinking? I can tell you. She's afraid. Wouldn't you be? You'd think she would get used to it by now after so many years. But the darkness, it just builds onto itself, growing stronger, towering over her. You might try and ignore it, turn away. But it's always there, just out of sight, where you're most vulnerable. It's like it knows that just enough light is all you need to see its suffocating power.
They can feel you.
You might think she's brave to go on this journey on her own, but it isn't bravery that drives her. Bravery only means something to those afraid of death. Senua's fear runs far, far deeper. is she looking at? What is she leaving behind? I know what she's thinking. I hear her thoughts. It's not too late to get into the boat and go back. No one will judge her. No one will ever know. Oh, she heard us.
There's no going back.
You can't do it.
Senua pushes away a world that conspired to cause so much suffering. There's nothing to go back to, and worse to look forward to. Why don't you join us? Maybe you too have a part to play in this story.
Absolutely love the opening. This is the place she wants to be. But the world building can show right here that this isn't really where anyone is meant to be. The bodies here are thrown about as a warning to not enter. But despite that, she sends her only way out of this island away. Walking into this journey with trepidation.
You have to take a closer look to see. Why isn't she focusing?
She needs to focus now.
She needs to use her eyes.
Do not forget my stories, Senua. Because your darkness comes from hell, and your fate lies there. They say the burning of a corpse will take you straight to Hela's gate, but gods and the living will follow this path. You must leave the Isles of Orkney across the eastern sea and find a road that leads north and down through deep, dark valleys. After 9 nights of riding, you will follow a great river and will find a bridge covered in gold. The path to Helheim goes from there, across the River of Knives that flows from the dark world of Niflheim.
So this is a game that I played twice. Once around the release in 2017, and then sometime after I introduced my girlfriend to it. And with the release of the sequel, I decided it's time to revisit this game.
Yearns for life. Hungers for it. Like a pack of wolves on a hunt. But she's not stopping.
That's so trippy. It's like a distorted tornado.
Not this time.
Can you see it?
The land of mist and fog.
He's in there.
The old fool was right.
You see?
What was it he said? The river of knives across which lies the halls of hell. The place they call Helheim.
He's lost. He's lost.
Where are you? I hear you.
He's there, you know it.
There's no doubt about
He's
it.
lost.
The source of the darkness is in Helheim,
You'll never find him.
They're called.
and the goddess Hela holds his soul there. Her dear beloved, Dillian.
Why doesn't she turn back?
She's doing this for him. She wants to rescue him.
He's already dead.
Really like that they put the sun behind that object, because near the end of the game, that bridge is what you must track to get there, and early on they're establishing like this is your goal. The way they did the water reflections really impressive too.
She thinks she's going to save him. She's not
Going to save it. She'll never make it to Helheim.
The bridge to Helheim. I forget its name. She forgets too. But she does remember that only the dead may cross it. That part wasn't so easy to forget. The old fool said there was a hidden path up to it. Let's see, shall we?
The Northmen speak of 9 worlds. The world of men they call Midgard. Sky gods dwell in Asgard. The gods of earth, harvest, wind, and sea dwell in Vanaheim. The good elves dwell in Alfheim. The evil ones dwell in Svartalfheim. The mountain giants dwell in Jotunheim. The fire giants dwell in Muspelheim. Niflheim is the world of ice and darkness. Only the dead dwell in Helheim. And that is where you must travel.
Get down.
What's she waiting for?
You've got to go.
Why did she do that?
She shouldn't have done it.
She can't go back now.
No, this is it. The hidden path.
It's going to hurt you.
It's dangerous.
Don't kill me. I'm not one of them.
Don't listen.
I was just hiding. I find I live longer that way. Don't listen. I'll never let the bastards catch me again. Never! Wait. Who are you?
It's just a memory.
Druth? Is that you?
Around you now.
For my tales of the Northmen, they call me Druth. A liar.
He's lost.
An old fool. Truth is my truth.
It's good to see you again. You kept your vow.
Guide you in this life and the next. I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Well, that Druth looks like a fire. Like their connection of stories is fleeting like a fire, and they used to tell stories by the fireside.
Focus your inner eye, and you too will see what's hidden in plain sight.
Look.
And these puzzles that Senua goes through,
Find one like it to open the gate.
I think this is just like a matter of her disability. I don't actually think she's being blocked off by anything. Oh, it's right there.
It's hidden. Look for it. Hidden.
Look towards the gate, and the gate will open.
The gate is open. Go through the gate.
Go through it.
It's dangerous.
Follow it.
What's behind it? Work!
Thank you. It's not safe.
I spent 6 years enslaved in hell. But I watched the Northmen, learnt their ways.
I know you did.
You listened when everyone else laughed. My people paid a heavy price. Carry my stories with you, and together we will make the Northmen feel our fury.
She once tried to make them go away. Pretend they weren't real. But what good is that? When we are always here. I guess it's the same with heights. You can stand on the edge, pretend it's going to be okay. But you know that death is near, waiting for you to make that little slip. You can't just wish things away.
Daughter of Loki. The gods feared her bloodline, bad on her mother's side and yet much worse on her father's. So, as a child, the All-Father cast her down into Helheim and gave her power over those who die of sickness, age, hardship, and self-slaughter. In all of the 9 worlds, only Hela.
This is our first taste of combat. There are a couple parts in this game where you have to die. I think this might be one of them.
Is that the face of Hela herself? The half-rotten goddess that rules over Helheim. Whatever horrors lie behind that door, she must find him. Shh. Someone's here. Took him from me. I beg you, let him go. I'll give you what you want. I won't resist anymore. Just give him back.
The combat for this game feels very natural. It's... oh. I can't see. I think they're literal shadows. I think this is where it wants you to die. Your vision just gets darker and darker. I love this fake out.
A vision of what's to come. Poor Senua. The darkness does not bargain. It does not reason. It is rot And now it has taken hold. It will spread towards her head, the seat of the soul, until there is nothing left of her. All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
I think the rot is one of the many delusions Senua has, and the game also misleads you by believing in it. There's no instant fail in this game. The Dark Rot just straight up progresses at different parts of the game if you die, leading you to believe that it is progressing and you might die and lose your save.
The hardest battle was fought in the mind. That is what Dillian taught her. With every defeat, the Dark Rot will grow and soon it will take her soul. But for now, at least, she still has control of her mind. And she will fulfill her vow, whatever the cost.
He's not right.
Listen to me, Senua. The goddess Hela lies behind the gate to Helheim. To open the gate, you must first face the gods that guard it. The god of fire, Zurt, and the god of illusion, Valravan. Spill their blood to open the gate to Helheim and enter the land of the dead.
It won't open.
Valravan, ancestor of the seers and master of ravens.
Has to fight two
He
gods.
hunts his prey with his powers of illusion and feasts on their remains. Follow the path to Valravan and defeat him in battle to earn his mark. The gate to Helheim cannot be opened without it.
This game has a lot of spiritual similarities to like the old God of War games. Like they're both about a quest of a warrior going to kill gods for their loved ones. Kratos is doing it to, one up Ares for tricking him to killing his family. Senua's doing it to hopefully resurrect Dillian. But this game goes in a heavier artsy direction and like spiritual journey, whereas God of War games focus a lot more on the action and the brutality and the glory in the kill. It's kind of crazy to me how much time has passed since I last played this game.
Illusion hides the path to Valravan. Don't trust your eyes. Find another way to see the truth.
Like when I first went through this game, it was probably my junior year of high school, and going through like a game a week and not really savoring the experience. Like I enjoyed it, but I just kind of binged the content. Trying to live in the moment wasn't a thing I tried to do when I was younger. One of the things that these puzzles do, even though they're kind of bare bones and mundane, is they force you to recontextualize the environment and look at things with new perspectives.
It's a door.
Push it. She did it.
Like, going through this portal literally changes the way you see the world. It goes from just being a stone in a wall to being a literal path that you can walk, and you can literally go back. It's like two separate versions of the world through a portal,
Once we do,
and it makes it feel really magical.
rise again and pretend what we saw was never really there.
One of the things that helps this game is that there's no overlay for the graphics or your controls and whatnot, so you have to fiddle with the tools you have and find new ways to use them. Like, by watching other people play the game, I learned about controls in this game I never experienced in combat.
The relentless darkness. All that lurks within it. Can see you too.
End it! End it! No! This is nearly the end. Don't let them get behind you. Get them inside. You won it!
The Northmen will not stop her. She will find what she's looking for.
It's too loud. Stop.
Valravan's power of illusion comes from ravens. Align the ravens to break his magic seal.
Show me what you have seen, Truth.
Look how much it's changed.
You can see the literal line of the pattern, but I'm gonna have to find the way to go up to have the right angle for that. I really like the effects. Like, they take what you see around light and they offset it. Like, you can see the flame from the torch at like the top right and also like near the bottom left.
Do you feel it too? It's like crossing into another world that looks the same but feels different. An imposter world where the forest itself
Another
is
gate.
watching.
You know what to do. Stay back. You have to open it. It's not safe. Don't listen to them. Listen, don't.
To break the seal, align the ravens with the mark of Valravan.
This part really tripped me up when I was younger because I didn't realize that the world literally changes when you walk through the portals.
Line up the ravens.
I hear something.
If you hear the soul of Valravan, follow it, and it will lead you to him. But be aware of his illusions. You can't always trust your eyes.
Grow challenge me.
Where is he? It's all your fault. Listen, focus. Focus.
Fight me. Is she lost? Wouldn't be the first time. Last winter, before the tragedy, she journeyed into the wilds of her native land, living off berries, roots, and rabbits. It's not uncommon, you see. We call such a person a Gelt. Some, like Struth, become Gelt in search of penance. Others, like Senua,
She can get up now.
to purge a curse.
Can she get up?
Those who make it back are forever changed.
Valravan tricking her. Valravan. How can she get up?
Bait.
It's him.
Dark magic draws her closer.
It's not him. He's helping her. It's not him.
It's a trick.
She's doing it on her own. He's not tricking her. It's magic.
It's an illusion.
If there's shortcuts like this, you kind of have to do it immediately in this area because the terrain can change, and if you don't unlock some of it, it becomes hard to navigate. It like limits your options for movement. So now, after doing that path, I have a staircase to go up here, and before there was no such thing.
We picture fear, and we think of a shadow in the woods, a creature in the night. If only it were that simple.
She can't go in.
The worst kind comes without warning. A deep and primal signal from within. A reminder that just because you cannot see the threat, it doesn't mean that it's not already here.
There's a different way.
This is so creepy. While Senua's voices, while her voices, while her voices are harmful, they're also helpful, which helps balance it out. And one of the most notable ways they are helpful is they warn you if you're going to be attacked from behind in combat, and they also warn you before you go in a combat section.
The Northmen say you must sacrifice in order to receive. They tell how the runes were revealed to Odin only in sacrifice. He hung himself from the world tree, and he stabbed himself with a spear, and he dedicated the sacrifice to himself. For 9 nights he hung on the tree without food or drink, and at last his soul...
Do you know what it's like to leave everything behind? Your home, loved ones, to head deep into the wilds, perhaps never to return. Senua does. Because when darkness speaks, it changes everything, turning home into a foreign land and loved ones into strangers. Exile makes sense when you realize that you were never really home in the first place.
This game does a really masterful job at building up to moments through foreshadowing. And the backstory you get is in non-chronological order, which means you really have to fight for each nugget you're given, which ties you to Senua.
The song. Valravan.
This is the part that tripped me up when I was younger.
It's over here. Is that? It's over there. No, it's here.
So what happens is when you go through one of these portals, the train changes, but the train might change in an area not near you. So it's unclear which way you have to go. So just to go at this bit by bit and see what we can figure out.
She wanted to fight her own darkness. She thought she could beat her own.
Did she beat the darkness?
No. It nearly killed her, but she tried.
Druth helped her.
If it wasn't for Druth, she'd
She'd
be
be
dead.
She can't beat her own darkness. She wanted to marry Dillian. She came to beat her own darkness and marry Dillian. But it didn't work.
She thought her curse would affect him.
She thought her curse would spread to him. She thought she'd bring the darkness to him too. She nearly died.
She thought the curse made her tainted.
Druth helped her.
Ooh, you see that? There's a bridge here. Well, unless you walk through a portal, there isn't. It's a nice little hint if you're exploring, if you're able to notice that. I want to open up the shortcut before I forget. There's a chance I'm going to have to go through another portal nearby to get where I need to go. Sometimes in this game, going high is helpful. You almost always are rewarded for going high with a alignment of something. Doesn't quite look like there's anything. So I'll try going to that portal that's nearby that activated 2 different shortcuts, and we'll see what happens. So it's good to look through the portals with both sides. See if I can't really tell if anything is different. Does seem like there's a lower path, but it won't let me go there. Wait. I hear the Valravan curse thing. I'm supposed to go up here. Yeah, this part's confusing. It's just need to knock out like one part of this. Okay. No, did not mean to do that. Down. Haha. Yeah, I remember this plank thing over here is the part that tripped me up the most when I did this before.
The ravens. They've gone.
They've gone.
No,
Half of them have gone. They've gone.
some are still there.
But where? Some are still there.
Valravan's helping.
So what happens is you go through enough of the portals and it decreases the ravens until you have one path.
She no longer felt fit for this world. She almost gave in to the darkness. But she remembered Dillian's words. She remembered her promise. She resolved to fight on
The gate is open.
and kill that which had become a part of her. There is no such thing as victory when it comes to the darkness. It's like it doesn't want to kill her. Yet, it will gnaw at her, biding its time. Only when she is at her weakest will it strike to kill. Will she find Dillian before her time comes?
Overcome Valravan's final illusion to face him in his keep. I know you can do it, Senua. You have the sight.
We both see the darkness. We can fight it together.
Don't remember having to do another puzzle once you got into the room. Well, I kind of do. I think it ends with you climbing the tree. I don't remember how to start it up.
Speak to me, Druth. Tell me a story.
Senua, listen. I will tell you the tale of a man called Findan. The Northmen captured Findan's sister, and his father sent him to pay for her release. But they took his gold, put him in chains, and held him for a day and a night without food or water. Then they released him. I don't know why. Upon his return, his father's enemies in Erin set fire to his home. His father burnt to death, and his brother was killed. But he escaped with sorrow in his heart. His father's enemies offered redress for his loss and invited him to a feast. It was at a hall near the sea. But when he went there, they betrayed him to the Northmen, who enslaved him and took him to hell. 6 years later, his slave masters landed on the shores of Orkney, burning all before them. And into that fire, Findan made his escape. What was Findan burnt away that day. But from the flames, a new man stepped forward, and Druth was born. Druth, the man that I am now. And though Findan never set eyes on his dear sister again, I, Druth, have found you, Senua.
I wish you could have seen my home before these dark times.
Broken. The gate is open. Open.
This darkness. I know it from the wilds. It's coming back for me.
I'm still here. Are you I remember. It didn't end well in the wilds. It never does. You think you can overcome the darkness, make sense of it, and once relief settles in, it strikes out of nowhere, throwing you helplessly back into the maelstrom, drowning the mind in fear, deeper, deeper, dragging you down so far into the void that maybe this time there is no coming back. But there, in the darkness,
Senua,
and she remembered what he told her.
hear me. Reach out to me. Senua, take my iron mirror. Look into it, for it is a window into the underworld. Within, you will see the face of the darkness that you fear. And if you focus, like I have taught you to, you will also see that as much as the darkness has you trapped within its veil, it too is trapped within yours. Focus. Focus! Focus!
I see you now. You led me to the wilds. You trapped me there.
Oh. Ooh. Oh, okay. Fuck is he going? Uh-oh.
He's down. Finish it. Finish it. Strike him.
Well. Oh. I like that because they're so massive, even if you block their attack, you still get staggered. It's got a bony butt. Okay.
Great, capable warrior. Remember your training.
She's going to lose.
Combat's just so satisfying. Like, it doesn't matter that the combat's easy, it just feels good to do. Ooh. Huh? Ooh. Can't see. Oh! Oh, come on. Oh, I fucked that up. Is that it?
I never beat you in the wilds, did I? It was an illusion. But not this time!
The Mark of Valravan. One of the keys to the gate to Helheim. Hold it in your mind's eye.
With every battle, the darkness grows stronger. Every victory bringing her closer to defeat. Unfair, isn't it? In those dark winter nights in the wilds, there were times when she considered letting go. If it weren't for Druth, a chance encounter in the wilds, she would not have heard his stories of the Northmen. And she would not have this chance to find Dillion's soul.